Alright, we're back with more FF12. I'm actually kind of excited to be playing this game again. So I think it's good. Hold on, do I have to... I can't get my mouse out of the game? Hold on. I need to get it to my other monitor here. There we go. It's actually quite fun. I'm doing everything in my power to resist, like, grinding outside for license board points. Because I really just want to do that. Hey, thanks, Yukipo. How you been? For my buttons here, it's been a second. That's what I was looking for. Oh, nice. I'm excited to play Metroid Dread. I'm gonna give it a few more weeks to make sure everyone's had a chance to play it. And to let the hype die down a bit on Twitch. Hope there's something in there besides rats. Sounds like a quest, kid. Yeah, that's what I mean. Give folks a chance to finish it on their own so that they're able to tune in. The only game that was really killing me on was Breath of the Wild, and it was annoying because it turned out that it didn't matter because Breath of the Wild was such an open game that someone would have sunk like 40 hours into it and they tuned in to watch me play it a week later, and they're like, I haven't seen any of the things you're doing, and I'm like, God damn it. Hi, Ben. Ben, you're pulling the chair back. Yes, I love you too. You're very soft and furry. I just got out of the shower. Don't use your claws, please, Ben. Jeez. Is there a theory on why cats do this? Is it like when you shower, you get their scent off of you, so they're trying to reapply it or something? I didn't think about this game being at 60 frames per second. Yeah, I guess I can sit here and imagine it being like a Bloodborne style constant dip, because they were really pushing the PS2, right? Treasure. Ow, God, Ben. No claw. It's people's cats, man. The first time I noticed frame rate was when I was playing GameCube games, which I guess there were a lot of GameCube games that were 60 FPS and it was noticeable. I'm like, wow, this feels really smooth for some reason. I didn't yet realize that that's what that was. Well, there aren't really any performance dips in Bloodborne either, but the game looks like molasses because it's 24, right? Maybe 30? Yeah. Its headbutt is a sign of affection. Ben, this is really going on for a long time. Are you having a good time back there? He's got me sitting in a really uncomfortable position. Oh, the rats ran away. That's kind of cool. Done? Okay.
Yes.
I know, right? Are you just gonna sit on the back of the chair now? Are you serious? That's my headrest, Ben. It's not the Ben sitting place. I guess it is now. Let me see if I can sit up a little bit at least. She's such a baby. Slowly. Yeah. You just gonna sit back there? Really? I don't know if you're even visible on stream anymore. I don't think so. Okay. You're not like a mountain goat. I don't think you can stay sitting there when it's vertical. But, oh, no, he's still there. Never mind. There he goes. Bye, Ben. Is this going to cause the rats to respawn? Okay. I didn't actually want that, but now I know.
Hi, Ben.
Hi.
What's up, Marty? That's Ben.
Hi.
No, Cammy, that's Ben.
Hi. You.
Close enough.
Should play that for Cammy now. She's in kindergarten. Probably laugh about it. It's a bat.
Yeah. Right.
Wonder how much of an overall time save running at this 2x speed is going to be. I think the 2x speed doesn't look distracting. It's a little janky looking, but the 4x is definitely too much. Like that, too Benny Hill.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild to think that this is the base speed. Yeah, it's going to be hard for me to resist using it. In Final Fantasy VIII, I only really use the fast forward for like spam drawing magic, since that's annoying and takes forever. I almost wish the game just ran at this speed and that they like animated his, you know, run cycle at this speed. Because this is what it should look like. Bigger strides or whatever. I've been hearing it. They do this level as a map in Final Fantasy 14, the Stormblood FF Tactics raid, or Evil East raid, I should say. I think Pinello is still getting like XP or at least license board points, even though she's not here. Yeah, it definitely. I guess what I mean to say is I think there's ways to do the animation and the feel of the game so that when he's moving at that speed that it would look natural. Not that they should have patched that in, just make it a fast forward like they did, it's completely fine. But if the PS2 had been able to handle it, like, I feel like this is a better pace for combat anyway. Especially with the auto attacking, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that thing is gonna kick my ass.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So I don't remember anything about the balance in the original game. Was the original game, did Magic suck in it? There's so few Final Fantasies where Magic doesn't suck. 9, I think. They tried really hard to keep it relevant for as long as possible with VV.
Yeah.
But it kind of sucks in 7, it kind of sucks in 8. It's okay with Lulu at the beginning of 10, but once everyone progresses their sphere grade, it kind of sucks in the mid to late game. 6, I guess, is okay, but the Esper system is kind of the first whispers of all of these characters are the same. I guess the fact that you have to teach them all the spells independently means that you might still have someone early on who's like a white magic specialist. Oh, the big spells lag the hell out of the ATB. Interesting. Check that in a second to see if I'm missing anything over here. This is fun so far, though. I don't hate this. I think the re-release quality of life improvements are pulling their weight, though.
Yeah.
Sure, but when you make your set party, once you've made that decision, you're locked into it forever. Artesian. Same with like 3 as a job system and 5 as a job system, but it's prohibitively difficult to like give everyone the same levels in every job, right? You'll almost certainly eventually have a character that is your good white mage, unless if you're really like trying to grind every last drop out of the game. Same in FF2, you know, the person who's casting heal spells the most kind of naturally becomes your healer. 7 and 8 feel, and eventually 10 with how quickly you can fill out the sphere grid. Feel more like the characters only really differ in their limit breaks. Try stealing some of these guys. I hear you though, you're right. But I bring up that it seems to work in 9 in the same way that it works in like Final Fantasy 1, that you know your fighter can't cast black magic, and your black mage can only cast black magic, so offensive magic is automatically relevant if you have a black mage in your party in either 1 or 9. Whereas, why would you ever cast, I don't know, Thundara with Cloud in Final Fantasy 7 when Cloud has a bunch of other cool shit he can do that's better and is comparable to the same cool shit that every other character can do? You might at the beginning of the game, like I think that the offensive magic sucks problem gets worse in every JRPG the longer the game goes on and the more tools that you get. Spent a weird amount of money on wall decoration. Gotta respect the commitment. That's why they call them waterways, not sewers. This is like their aqueduct. So noticing this big black bar at the bottom of FMVs. I don't know if that was in the original game or if they did that to like get it to be widescreen. I don't remember anything about these two. I remember that they're in the game and that, you know, it's kind of like a Han Solo Chewbacca type situation. But what if Chewbacca was a bunny girl instead? But I don't remember. Maybe the Chewbacca is Fran? Sounds right. The other guy's name starts with a B. But I don't know if it's just that I like played this game in such a blur, or that I don't know if they do anything memorable in the game. I have to find out. I'm excited that I remember so little. Turn this off here, I think. And there we go. That's really cool, Dooms. It's called Flare Scathe and made Flare the equivalent of Fire 4 and just delete Scathe. Has anyone ever figured out what's up with the kind of jank in Final Fantasy XIV, where it seems like bosses almost like universally will use like Fire 3 or Fire 4 as opposed to like Firaga or Firaja? But I think Firaga and Firaja are still spells in FF14, right? And I don't know if... I assume they're not localized the same way in Japanese. They'll use it for like recurring mechanics, where they'll have different bosses will cast, you know, empowered Fire 3 on you or something. I'm like, really? Fire 3? That's... specific choice. Okay. Let's give her a try. Perfect. Oh, really? Oh, no, it's completely fine. It's just that they've converted over to using Fyra Firaga for so many games. I was curious if Koji Fox... And Koji Fox is so, like, intentional with the English localization with his team that... I assumed there was something I didn't know about it, that why he picked that on purpose, right? Whoops. Oh, that's good. It didn't send me all the way back. Hey, Serp, how you doing? Fox Signets. I think the FF Tactics composer is really good at writing, like, mischief music. Mischief music and, like, film soundtrack and battle music. It's a lot of, Glockenspiel. Anything there? must be somewhere else I can go here. Can't
Over
continue
here!
to- Oh, I can. Okay. Oh, got too close.
Hey, Buckethead!
Really hear how compressed his voice audio is. Lion. That's cool. Hidden Way is lit.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Buckethead! Hello?
So it's just the one back here. Other more different, suspicious looking wall, right? Yeah, don't raise the alarm or anything. It's fine. Oh, that's cool. Thank you, exclamation point. This wall is in the shape of a door. Told you to make our secret door look less like a door. How's the audio balance today, by the way? It looks okay in my equalizer. Can you hear Vaughn's anime grunting?
Huh?
Quite a performance.
Didn't you say touch nothing but the lamp?
Who
Wait,
are you?
wrong story.
I play the leading man. Who else? Fran, the Magicite.
Now then, I'll take that.
No, you won't. I found it. It's mine.
And then when I take it from you, it'll be mine. Exit stage right.
The gods do not smile on us.
I like it better that way.
She speaks common. See, I don't remember very much about this game, but for some reason I really have in my brain that the Viera are basically Wookiees. And that Fran in particular is basically Chewbacca. I mean, obviously she speaks common, but I don't know if it's like, they like live in like, they basically live on Kashyyyk, maybe? We'll find out. I might be just making that up. And she might even have a life debt to B-Man? I don't know. Little bits and pieces are coming back to me, but they're probably wrong. Because 15 years ago. I don't know the B guy's name, I just know it starts with B. No, apparently it's Balthier.
What's going on?
Droids don't tear
freeze,
your
huh?
arms off when they lose.
Quite an entrance. Impeccable timing. If I didn't know better, I'd say they were waiting all along.
Did James Arnold Taylor doing his Obi-Wan voice? It's Balthier's
Stop running!
Not Gideon Emery.
End of the line.
I think they bring back
You have something that belongs to
because
me.
he was Titus in 10.
Damn! All this way! Fran, let's move! Off with you!
Let go of me!
Keep this up and I will.
Hey, thanks, sir.
What's going on, Fran?
I don't know. It's not hitting me.
Don't have time for this.
I'm slipping!
Not good.
The gamma seems low, but only in the cutscene.
Awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that.
I can try to adjust it here. I think a lot of the other FMVs were like
What happened?
ridiculously bright in
Half it
comparison.
didn't just drop. It disappeared.
Ah, forget it. Even if we could fly, the Ifrit's playing with fire, and I'd rather not get burned. We'll go the old-fashioned way. Not many Viera where you come from, thief?
It's Vaughn. Sorry.
Well, Fran is special in that she deigned to partner with a Hume.
Oh?
Oh, they kept the
Like a
race
sky
names from
pirate
Final
that
Fantasy
chooses to
11.
steal through the sewers.
Pirates?
They
You're
changed them
sky
again in
pirates?
14, right?
So you have an airship?
It's Balthier. Listen, thief, Vaughn, if you ever want to see your home again, you'll do exactly as I say. Myself, Fran, and you, we're working together now. Understood?
I was like, all right.
Don't even think you're getting this.
I don't really have any
The
allegiances at the
thought
moment.
never crossed my mind.
Yay. Okay. Graphics. I don't even know if it gave me an option. Yeah, I guess I can just do this a little bit. Let me know if that helps. Okay, I assume I have to select their license boards. So why don't we make Fran a machinist? And make Balthier a spear guy. What did I make Pinello? I think I made her an archer. Who's a spear guy? Ulan. Yeah, I had heard this was called the Zodiac Job Edition, but I didn't realize that they just did that by like separating out the different sub-license boards. I thought they were like going to completely change the license board system, but I like this system, so I'm glad they didn't. Oh yeah, it's always view mode the first time for some reason, right? It's really strange. But now I'm actually in it and I can make changes. Okay. Oh, it's cool. The guns are named after stars. Neat. Battle harness, gain MP after taking damage. Let's try to get that. Why not? I don't think she has anything to spend MP on, but... Ulan. Spears. Everyone gets an amulet. People still get innate abilities? Really? She has a bow by default, okay. She not wants the gun then? Oh no, is this gonna be is this gonna be a repeat of the Final Fantasy X Expert Sphere Grid? I'm suddenly very worried that it will be. You can build them however you want, but they have innate stats that mean that you should build them exactly the way that they're intended to be built. We'll find out, I guess. And he can't use bows at all. Okay, well, I can adjust this later then. Clan rank Moppet. Gambits? I don't. It's probably this game's best idea. And I haven't seen too many other games deploy it. Change the action for one of my gambits. Just the target so things don't get out of hand. I like that you have to unlock these too, even though most of them aren't useful. But it's a neat way to not make the system feel overwhelming when you first get access to it. Final Fantasy X Expert Sphere Grid puts all of the characters in the dead center of a grid and they're able to go in any direction onto any other character's sphere grid. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, I'll make, you know, Yuna can be like Auron and Lulu can be like, I don't know, Wakka. But it turns out that all the characters in Final Fantasy X have innate statistics that make Wakka terrible at magic until you really fill out the sphere grid and make Lulu terrible at attacking. So what they really mean by Expert Sphere Grid is know which path is Wakka's and make sure Wakka goes on Wakka's path. I have, yeah, I love FF5. Mechanically, it might be one of my favorite Final Fantasies. The 3 Gambit sets. I like stuff like that. Casting Poisona on a poisoned ally or casting fire on a foe weak to fire. Yeah, I didn't even realize that characters had innate statistics in Final Fantasy X. I was under the impression that that was governed by the sphere grid already. That, like, if they, you know, if it's Lulu, she has mostly magic and basically no strength in her section, right? Because I guess their actual starting statistics aren't something I would ever pay attention to. Let's do foe, and these are ally, right? Save that for 30%. And I can turn it on, right? Wait, is there another button I have to press to turn it on? Thank you. For HP to an HP critical ally, which, okay, it's going to happen anyway, sure. Those are pretty good starting gambits. Help you to understand what you want them to do and why. The party must contain at least one character. That's fair.
Insurgents. Most like they thought to take advantage of a lax watch at the palace while the
Finally,
fates on,
dudes are wearing
to
nothing.
feed the good consul a length of steel for his supper. I should think Vane used to such hospitality. Clever. He used himself as the bait to draw them near, and then sent in the air brigade. A fine, bloody banquet. I dare say I've soiled my cuffs. If a dungeon's waiting for us at the end of the night, it had best have a change of wardrobe.
Oh, that's interesting, Walter. I didn't know that. I think Fran's outfit is still, like, completely ridiculous. But at least the guards are not wearing protective gear at all. It's somewhat equal opportunity, I guess. Oh, okay. Thanks, sir, for looking into it. I wanted to make sure I didn't just screw myself. But I think that they said that there's a way to change their job anyway. So I don't think it's something that I can't recover from. Unlike the expert sphere grade where I can't get those sphere levels back. I think cosmetically representing armor is like a huge fucking project. Huge sink. I'm surprised there are so many games that do it. I would not want to be like a World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XIV artist tasked with making the 178th set of like Black Mage armor. How many different pointy hats can you make? Okay. I appreciate that they at least let me know that changing would eventually be possible. And that empowered me to not, like, obsess over it. Percent of them are robes now. Doesn't count as HP critical. I see. That's neat. Thank you. Final Fantasy XIV has a filigree problem, too. I keep adding gear that's, like, more and more, like, fucking gold filigree and, like, Because that's also an issue in WoW. It would be cool if they tried to do some like kind of straightforward looking simple patterns. Thank you. Yeah, the curse of working on a living game. I like the look of most Dark Souls gear. Generally has a unique silhouette. Doesn't have a bunch of like flashy, busy stuff on it. A few exceptions. I think it makes the flashy stuff stand out a lot. But it's also the challenge of trying to do that sort of thing in a single player game, like compared to an MMO, right? Where you gotta release a new mage set every dungeon. More forgiving than 10. Good to know, Rocky. Yeah, I really like that about Terraria.
Who would be next?
Close ranks, bring her down!
Jump down! Hurry!
She's not alone!
Vaughn is strong.
Our ranks grow by the hour.
And
Would
our
have taken me
troubles
down.
with them.
She's wearing armor. Alright, guys. Wood and steel. Just potions, okay. Commoners are soul, yeah. Those lines are still in Final Fantasy 14, aren't
You
they?
alright?
I guess I don't really think about it.
Thank you.
Like when you get aggroed.
I'm Vaughn, and this is Balthier, and hey! What's your name?
Amalia.
That's not your name.
Amalia, huh? Nice to meet you.
There were others with me. I'm sorry. No.
Huh?
Oh, now wasn't that impressive?
Don't get
Mostly
any ideas.
Pope's
I
rats.
said it's mine.
I'm afraid the jury's still out on that one.
You stole that?
Yeah.
Have you finished? When the guards don't report in, they'll come looking for us.
If they aren't already.
You should come with us. Better than being by yourself.
Very well.
What's wrong with her?
You have a lot to learn before we even get started on your thievery.
What's that mean?
I think that's like a ludonarrative thing. We're meant to understand that Balthier and Fran are more experienced and more badass than Vaughn. But they couldn't do that with game mechanics because it would trivialize this dungeon.
The situation requires I accept such help as I find, though it be from thieves. I shall accompany you until we find my companions, no longer.
Let's think of her as a guest then. Unlike Fran or
Yeah,
myself,
a guest.
our guest probably won't be taking orders from anyone anytime soon.
Is it the...
And she'll leave when she pleases. So we...
Sorry, I'm just laughing. Like, it would be funny if it was, like, so on the nose tutorializing where he's like, she's a G.U.E.S.T
To our
character.
affairs and she to hers. I doubt we'll find her wanting in valor, being such an upstanding member of the insurgents.
Resistance.
Alia joins the party as a guest.
Well, what are we waiting for?
The guest system. Kind of like guest party members. It's kind of like the format for Final Fantasy II. Yeah, Andrea hates the cold shoulder. It's a style of, like, t-shirt top you can get. She's like, oh my god, just wear a tank top. Girl, unknown, enigmatic, stays temporarily. Blind. Try to turn the speed down when there's when it plays the boss music. Jesus Christ, Revenant. That is some Nomura-esque shit. Gotta throw a Requiem in there somewhere. Oh, really? Yeah, sometimes I can't tell if it's like a, infatuation with, like, English initialisms thing. Like, it's a fate. Healed on enemy. Interesting. Hey, this game does have fanfare. Thanks. Why is your... Okay, it's fine. We got the most commendations. Definitely Amalia. She seems to have her shit together. See? Amalia is the only one here who actually has cure. Punch the ghost. I really like how clean the UI is in this game. That's something that Square's always been really good at. a sucker for clean, flashy user interfaces in video games. Like, I'll be more likely to play a not-so-great game if the UI is amazing. And the reverse is true. The game could be really good, and if it has a junk UI, it'll be kind of tough for me to get into it. Stop gnawing on us. Longsword, you say? I think I'm dagger focused, yeah. I wonder if the job system somewhat breaks the authored chests. I assume that it's like in the original game, they would give you items that you would, you know, likely be close to on the license board with your current active party members. But here I don't know if I'm gonna get a ninja blade until forever. Are the chests not authored? I was under the impression... Is there randomly generated loot in this game? Gross. Authored in the dumbest way possible. Oh, I hate respawning chests. Ugh. Wow. The actress who plays Fran was an extra in 3 movies and voiced Fran, and that's it. Every chest has a chance to spawn when you enter the dungeon. There's a chance it will have Gil. If it doesn't, oh my god. Oh. Cool looking fire horse. Yeah, I would be okay with a system where it was like, this chest always has a tier 2 weapon for Vaughn, regardless of what class he currently is. Based on his current license board, it will contain whatever the tier 2 weapon is, right? That would be fine. I think that still feels authored. Shit. Leave Vaughn alone, he's not very strong. So I was worried that this was going to be another boss where everyone was just going to auto-attack it to death. I like that there's at least some things you have to think about here. Wow, that's crazy. I'd be curious to know how they cast her for this game. She definitely has an unusual, like, way of speaking. Vaughn is literally the worst tank this party could possibly have. This game does have aggro, right? It looks like it does. I don't think it's just based on proximity. I think that's steel. Nothing to steal. I missed what it was earlier. So like healing produces a lot of aggro if it's like 11. 11 had a lot of interesting aggro rules, like there was like enemies that would aggro to sound instead of sight, or blood aggro, where they would specifically aggro low health characters. That shit was rough. There was a dungeon that was pretty profitable to farm stuff in, but like it was also full of ghosts who did blood aggro. So you'd be fighting your mobs, you'd be getting a lot of XP. One of your party members would dip into like 10% health for a second, and the white mage would top them off. And you wouldn't realize that one of the ghosts halfway across the dungeon that has a giant blood aggro radius is now rushing you and linking a bunch of other mobs on its way.
Now's not the time.
I guess mobs linking isn't really a thing anymore in MMOs, is it? Once the one thing aggro's on you, everything else it touches also aggro's on you. I hope I can do an off-stream recording of 11's story. I think that would be fun. I think it has a pretty robust trust system, so I might be able to do it solo. I think they've also added ways to speed up some of the grinds. It's a good
They think
game.
me some common thief.
Better than a common assassin.
These people have done nothing. Release them.
What are you doing?
Don't interrupt me. I'm thinking.
They don't leash. You gotta make it to the zone boundary, exactly, Ikubo.
Wait!
Where'd
He
you
didn't
think
know what he
you're
was
going?
doing. You have to let him go. You have to.
Canelo! Sorry. That dinner will have to wait.
I like their cool
I told
fantasy
you.
handcuffs.
That's enough.
Ah,
Leave him alone.
Hold on to this for me, would you? Just until I bring Vaughn back.
On your feet, you, over here.
All right. Edgy, aren't we?
It's Paul Fear, my brother. What does that philanderer think he's doing? I was to kill Balthier, not those addle-pated Imperials.
Hey, it's Greedo.
I brought you some of those flowers you like. Galbana lilies. Remember? You always said how they smelled nice and how pretty they were. Remember? The king. Did you? Were you really a part of it?
Oh, he survived? I didn't realize who
Even
this
if-
was. It's Rex, right?
Even if you were, Captain Bosch must have tricked you into it.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, I think I would have liked to have stuck with Rex. He fulfills the, like, youth person who needs to be tutorialized too. I guess having the character die in the opening is cool. Vaughn is Rex's brother. Rex made some throwaway comment about it.
You're awake.
Where are we?
Prison, where else? More a dungeon, but it's really all the same.
He goes Bosch.
Relax, it's just a corpse. Jump at every little thing down here and you'll wear yourself out.
Bosch is the one that I
Proper
picked up through
dungeon.
cultural
They just
osmosis.
sealed
I
off
don't
the
know where
bottom
I
level
heard
of the
that.
fortress. Take a look around. We're not the first they've thrown down here.
Where's Fran?
She's off trying to find us a way out.
These fucking JRPG villains need to stop building these inescapable, leave them alone and they'll just die on their own and it'll be fine dungeons. Just fucking execute people, guys. There's no escape from this place. Other than back there, that's an escape.
Remember what curiosity killed? Just a friendly word of advice.
Oh my god.
This is all the water we've got. I'd save your strength if I were you.
Bosch was literally the protagonist. Bosch felt more like the main character. Okay. That sounds right. I haven't done any research on it. I've just heard that sentiment. That originally Vaughn wasn't even in the game in early drafts. It was kind of a late-ish addition. Well, I mean, I've already played the game. I don't remember most of it, but... The smiley face is funny. Trying to follow your angle, sir. So this is like being frustrated about Stormblood sucks, right? Dark Souls 2 is bad. You're suspicious of the narrative. And that it's kind of self-perpetuating. Actually, I haven't heard this game compared to Star Wars before. But the opening with the, like, hover ships, that's very prequely. So if you think the origin of a narrative like that is suspect, or that it's like a self-perpetuating meme kind of a thing, like if there's any kernel of truth to it, how do you think people should talk about it without the well being poisoned? Or is it even possible to do that?
He was defenseless.
You are disabled.
This is fine.
Something stinks in here, all right. I've changed my mind. This is no dungeon, it's a sty. I said you're the one that stinks, Hamshanks. Hear me now?
Balthier speak Moblin.
You all right, Vaughn?
Gameplay of Other M is not very good either. I looked at the ATP meter for Vaughn and thought he was already almost dead. Gwitch Dagaza Galido.
That's a fresh one, that.
Not faces I'd seen before.
Ready?
Great. They just don't give up, do they? Now is looking like a good time for us to leave.
Through the oubliette, there's a way out. Only...
Only you sense the mist. Then we'll need weapons.
What did you call me? Say that again.
What? You couldn't hear? I merely said that a lot of you are incompetent fools. If you've the Sky Pirate in your hands, where is he?
You'd have done better, Begamnon. By your own words, it was the Imperial Army who caught this Sky Pirate of yours. We've done your job for you. We don't require the assistance of filthy headhunters. The Empire will restore order here.
Eh? What's that you say now? Maybe I'll wet my blade on you before I kill Balthier.
That's enough, Bagamnon.
a judge.
Judge?
The self-proclaimed guardians of law and order in Arcadia. They're the elite guard of House Solidor, which effectively makes them the commanders of the Imperial Army. If you ask me, they're more executioners than judges. Not a friendly lot, at any rate. What are they doing here?
The Emperor is willing to overlook race for his more talented servants. However, those that do not show respect will receive none in kind.
Your Honor.
You travel freely through our lands because the Emperor wills it. Am I correct? Where is the captain?
We have him in solitary, Your Honor. We're ready to begin our interrogation.
This does not concern you, bounty hunter.
He's in here somewhere. Find him.
20, that way.
It's going this way.
Time for the hare to follow the fox.
Huh?
The magic's binding the door to the oubliette are quite strong. Too strong even for my talents.
That's why we'll get them to open it for us.
How is going deeper into this
What's
place?
wrong? You don't trust her? Fiera's noses are sharp. If she says there's a way out, there's a way out.
Look,
Ah, the prison repository of wrested relics and raiments.
So our things are in here?
That's what I said. There are more turnkeys than cut purses down here. I've had my fill of chains. Let's tread lightly, shall we?
I can give them each individual commands, right? Pretty good flow of potions, at least. No, I'm just... I feel bad, so... I'm trying to change my commentary style. I'll be alright.
Yeah.
Giant comical dungeons. Yeah, I really don't know anything about the history of Evil East. I don't remember if that gets terribly explored in any of these games. If there's like ruins everything is built on, or these are like the great works of this empire or something. Yeah, I'm having fun with it so far. I think it's a good game. I was worried that because I remembered nothing from it, that meant that it didn't have anything exciting or memorable in it, but I think it was just because I played it in such a blur. Like, I didn't have a negative memory of it, but it was like, man, it's weird that, you know, pretty much every other Final Fantasy has stuck with me at least a little bit. It might have been the time that I played this, because I think 2006, I would have had a real job, I was out of high school. I certainly only ever played it once, and most of the previous Final Fantasies I played multiple times and, like, tried to 100% them and stuff. I think it's not too expensive on Steam. I didn't see if it was on a sale. I think I already had it from an earlier sale. There's too many games. You know. That's probably part of it, too. This game came out around the time that started to be a realistic problem. Noticing that with my nephew too, like, he's kind of grown up in the era of Steam where there's like you can get amazing, incredible games for like $5. It kind of happened via rentals. That's cool. So you have eye drops, which is nice of them to give me like 10 of all of the status recovery medicines right at the beginning. So I usually end up just buying that in every Final Fantasy anyway. 100% did half your life ago. Trying to think. I mean, I guess there are a handful of games that came out around this time. This is somewhat close to the original release of Shadow of the Colossus, right? That's also a much shorter game that has much, like, bigger individual events. I think, like, the questiness of it, like the MMO questiness, may have gotten in the way of me remembering too much about those specifics. Which I think is fine. It's a perfectly fine way to, you know, lay out your video game and get as much value out of your content as possible. I don't know if the word questiness makes any sense. It's delicious. Oh, there was a cutscene here. I must have like walked close to that and then turned around and walked to the other side of it. I like the judges. That's where we justify Vaughn that Balthier has to explain them to him. Persona 3 came out at the same time as this? Oh boy. Or Sonic 06. Never forget. Hey, I think that's Bosch.
You have grown very thin, Bosch.
There's someone posing about these dudes in full armor with that full face helmet, that it seems weird whenever they take it off.
Why? To silence Andor.
I just assume they're like a robot man, like Darth Vader.
Is that all?
Why not ask Vane himself? Is he not one of your masters?
We've caught a leader of the insurgents. She's being brought from Rabanasta, the woman Amalia. Who could that be? Such a faithful hound to cling so to a fallen kingdom.
Better than throwing it away.
Throwing it away, as you threw away our homeland.
The little helmet filter they put on him there, that was cool.
Who's there?
This the place?
The mist is flowing through this room. It must be going somewhere.
You're no Imperials. Please, you must get me out.
It's against my policy to speak with the dead, especially when they happen to be Kingslayers.
I did not kill him.
Is that so? Huh. Glad to hear it.
Please, get me out. For the sake of Dalmasca.
Dalmasca? What do you care about Dalmasca? Everything that's happened is because of you! Everyone that's died, every single one. Even my brother. You killed my brother!
Quiet. The guards will hear.
I'm dropping it.
When was Knights of the Old Republic?
Pirates without a sky.
The opening with Rex had, it seemed like Bosch murdered the king and was responsible for the death of Vaughn's brother.
Spare us your quiddities.
But clearly something else was going on.
But he's a
traitor, I know. Stay here and fight if you want. If you can walk, let's go.
You're taking him with us?
We could use another sword arm.
And you have it.
Boss joins the party as a guest. Yeah, he's all emaciated now. Nice touch that he's a higher level. Should probably spend some of these, huh? Additional gambit slots. Oh, that's kind of neat. Reduce action time by 10%. Holy shit. How cheaply can I get that? Wait, am I in view mode again? Okay, I'm like 20 short. Is that elsewhere on the bar here? Max HP might be nice too. I assume so. Yeah, I'm looking for other ones here. See, I feel like this license board would work really well with a fully authored loot system too, because like it's a neat way to limit the effectiveness of grinding if, you know, you're primarily unlocking the ability to equip something that you then have to find in the game, right? It's one of those challenges, like how do you ensure that the player's power is kind of even throughout the game? Something I like about is it Chrono Cross? It didn't really work very well in Chrono Cross, but Chrono Cross had it that you only really got character progression at boss fights, which were unique and non-repeatable, right? So 3 more and I can get swiftness 1. Probably don't want to do level up stuff. Does he have the same thing? Do you have something behind his gambit slots down here? Zodiac Spear. Oh, Jesus. How do the, like, squares that are outside the board or, like, diagonal to the board work? Does the closest adjacent square unlock it in that case? There's a swiftness. Let's go for battle lore. Reached in ways that I don't know about yet. Is it generally helpful for me to be close to them? Like, would getting to Charm make me more likely to get to this other battle lore later? I'm wondering if I should even bother then. It'd be nice to give him Charm, really. That seems character appropriate for Balthier. I'll strike. Some magic potency. Pretend they're not there. Okay. Thank you. Measures. Over the gun, basically? Interesting. Look at the first one, I guess. Okay, so knots and motes are consumable damage items, which means I will never use them. Thank you, save points. You can use money for okay. Good. Javelin. I like their menu portraits. Who's the artist that does the noseless Final Fantasy Tactics characters? Guns 2 is still worse than her bow. Look at the Mage Masher. He doesn't need to get more license points first. I can always buy it and then get the thing for it later. Too heavy to force. Got it. I want to make sure you see the shopkeep, I assume. Ah. Sugaka. Yep. I think it's kind of inspired by the laws system from Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. It's like the opposite of laws, though, because laws are like, in this battle, you can't use staves or whatever. Oh. No, sir, my bad. Does one power this thing then? You have to use your proper licenses. Yeah, I kind of enjoy it though. I like how it interacts with loot in both directions, right? Finding loot might make you want to get something on the license board and vice versa. Oh, that was enough to flip this thing. Let's see. Fuses blown. I'll try talking to the shop guy again. Do you have a fuse for sale, sir? Oh, okay. Thanks, dude. So it really is make sure you don't miss that there's a shopkeeper here. Okay. Overthinking it, sorry. I don't remember, obviously, because I haven't played this game in so long. Or this gate charge thing, I think, was also a thing in Final Fantasy VII in the Shinra HQ. I don't know if the license mechanic is like a diegetic thing. Like, I don't know that characters ever refer to it in the game, you know? Kind of like how they never talk about the sphere grid. Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff on the license grid that's a side grade rather than an upgrade. Like if you're trying to get a specific accessory that gives you immunity to fire or something, right?
Hey, who turned out the lights? One of those?
I've heard of these. Mimics. They disguise themselves as all manner of things, then strike when you're least wary. Some of them have a fondness for energy, I'm told. They gorge themselves on the stuff till there's naught left.
So, what happens then?
Lights out, and it's worse in the dark. Much worse. So, let them get too close to one of those conduits, and they'll suck it dry.
Giant
But
energy
don't
ants.
worry, it'll give the energy back if you ask nicely. Sticking it with a sword helps too. Clock's ticking.
Yeah.
She has steel too, right? I want to do steel whenever... actually, it's quite nice. I forgot how much I like the gambit system. Didn't you play a game recently that had gambits? I'm trying to remember what it was. Battery Mimic B. By recently, I mean in like the last 3 or 4 years. I just remember the gambit system coming up a lot while we were playing it. I'll have to check the spreadsheet. Yeah, because this makes me want to make a gambit for steal when they have high health, right? Yeah. So foe, highest HP. So I might, because I want it to be like a foe that's at max health, use steal on it, or above 90% health. But I don't want her to just, because she'll never stop stealing, right? Or for certain commands, will they not do it if it's not useful? Let's see, I'm just curious. If I put this at the top, is she just gonna spam steal? Steal over and over forever or never steal. Okay. I wasn't sure if there was some smartness to the gambits outside of what it literally said. Okay, thanks. But if I did 100%, then they would try to steal, and then once someone damaged it, they would stop. It'd be cool if you could try to make like a puzzle RPG that was based around. You need to program the right gambits in order for this fight to be winnable, right? I think that's kind of what bums me out about most JRPGs. It's just like everything ends up degenerating so quickly to a very small set of abilities, and so you have all these cool spells and jobs and equipments, and you probably find to just mash attack most of the time. One day I'll play the game that I absolutely have to use the Toad spell every so often, or Casa Doom or whatever. I think at some point it has to basically become a puzzle game. Iron scraps. Can't drop down. Okay, if you have a gambit that's like ally cast protect, it's implicit that they won't do that if they already have protect. That was my question about steal then. I was wondering, like, does the computer know that the enemy no longer has a stealable object, and then we'll move to the next step? Not for steal specifically. Okay. Cool. I'll probably just ask about those then. Maybe that's the downside of the system, is that it's kind of dependent on those, like, text is push innate qualities for Baba Is You. Otherwise, they'd have to make it way more complicated if it was like, no, it literally does what you tell it to do. They'd have to give you, like, some more conditionals, like cast protect, then cast protect one time, then move to 2. Buffs drop off with the boss at 1% HP. They'll drop everything to refresh them. Yeah, I wonder if the fantasy of make a game that's completely built around this like gambit system if it's like a cursed problem. If it's like a neat idea, but if you sat down and tried to make it, it would just be way too fucking complicated and not accessible to a typical player and frustrating most of the time. But I think it might be kind of neat to like run into that problem where, oh my god, the party is they're stopping everything to recast buffs when the boss is at 1 HP, and then the game giving you enough tools to be able to stop that exact situation for all future boss fights, right? That seems like an unnecessary level of granularity in how programmable the characters are. I think the only difference between what we would typically think of as a JRPG and like a puzzle RPG would just be not having repeatable combats, right? It's like closest game I've played that's done that is Undertale. Basically, you fight some enemies a couple times, but more or less each enemy is a unique puzzle, or at least a unique bullet hell pattern, and command requirements. Shin Megami Tensei has a lot of repeating those fights though, right? Which is part of what, at least, I think makes it feel hard and grindy. Pausing the game to turn gambits on and off during fights. Interesting. The main thing I remember mechanically from this game is using the combat pause to give everyone micro instructions constantly, and being able to win some fights early because of that. I thought was pretty cool. You mean like a meta game that's like it's maybe given the sheen of an RPG, but it's really a puzzle game. Like make a new set of characters from scratch to fight the specific challenge. Battle harness. That's kind of nice when you have it selected on optimize. It shows you what it's going to replace it with in blue. There's a chest in the corner. Found a rod. Sounds cool. What's happening? Does look like I'm dropping frames. I'll keep exploring this area since it just seems to be random battles and random chests, but if I get to a cutscene, I'll pause it and we'll see where we are. I could try connecting to a different ingest or restarting my router, but this is... Hey, favorite customer. Sorry, I'm currently having stream issues. Doesn't look like how Comcast usually behaves when I'm having Comcast issues. It keeps going from exactly half my bitrate to 0 kbps, like every second, which I've never seen that before. All right, let me real quick attempt an ingest switch. Hold on. Guess that didn't make it through the stream. Type it here. If you're watching in the future on YouTube, I'm going to pause the recording here. It should just pick back up if we keep playing. Otherwise, if that's the end of the episode, we'll pick up again next week, probably. Hey, we're back recovering from an outage on there. Don't really know what happened, but back to Final Fantasy XII. Really weird behavior.
Yeah.
There's a fast forward option in the Zodiac Job Edition, pretty common with modern JRPGs. Top right corner, you can see it. Bombs. Completely lost from the disconnect, so hopefully this is the right way. Yeah, this looks promising. Every JRPG just has Warframe bullet jumps. What if they made an entire game about a really satisfying core form of locomotion? Some black magic that would help lots. I do not. I imagine / worry that I'm supposed to have some at this stage in the game. I don't remember. I mean, I assume Balthier was a machinist, but I don't know what Fran and Vaughn were supposed to be originally. Could be another battery mimic back here, I think. Yeah. Vaughn couldn't steal.
Yeah.
So there is an indicator when you're in critical health. Your health turns red. Looks like it's healing occasionally. Oh, we're out of regular potions. Golly. This is not good. We did. Not as distressing as that time I pulled a pelt off of a fox or whatever. Find some enemies to steal potions from, jeez.
At your best.
Did just use a moat. This game auto-saves in every zone transition, which is nice. Easy to teach most characters basic attack magic. Let me make sure no one has Gambit's burning potions here. Okay. I'm just taking a shitload of damage from these things since I can't mage them at all. Okay, correct. This game seems quite a bit more dependent on potion access if you don't pick a white mage job for a character. I'm guessing access to basic cure magic was also pretty easy in the original game. Just gonna pick up Mage Masher. Oh, maybe he doesn't get it. I know it said daggers and others. Come on. Oh, okay. She has innate both, thank goodness. What magic level 1, everyone can pick it up for like 15 LP. Okay. Thank you for the reminder about that. I don't think I saw it on her board anywhere. She's gonna have to be responsible for both. Oh, can I do weak against? I don't have full weak against options yet. Okay. I guess I can just manually have her cast fire, that's fine. She's not burning all her MP. Should help a bit. Oh, that's weird. So they can have an innate skill, but it won't show up unless if it happens to be on the same board. Let's see. There's also those flans giving my nice. It's better. Oh, the weapons get unique models? That's cool. Guess that was in Final Fantasy X as well, but I always liked that. Part of the problem is Fran, her only means of MP recovery is natural regen, I think. It's like we're not going to get hit very often. I think she may have had Martyr, but she's not getting hit too much. Yeah, no dice, it looks like. Not even Martyr, actually. Oh, Inquisitor we can get to, eventually. Sounds great. Sounds better than Martyr. Oh, one of them was Martyr? Okay. That's likely. I'm bad at scanning. Do most status effects other than poison go away when you're out of combat? Silence went away on Vaughn the instant combat ended there. Am I for sure going to be able to get more characters with magic? You said I can't switch jobs until the late game, right? Silence went away just now. That's weird. Maybe it just decays on its own and it happened to decay at the end of combat. The door just now. She seemed to be keeping up on MP okay, it looks like. Okay, I have to remember if I don't manually select attack with Vaughn. Hold on. Should change his gambits then. Oh. Nearest visible. Wait, if I go to have somebody else cast a spell. I like bug hunting. Why isn't Vaughn attacking, and can I fix that with a gambit? Yes, I can. Good for you, Bosch. Yeah, I'm currently nonplussed by the job system. It definitely reminds me of the expert sphere grid in Final Fantasy X. There's no way to opt out of it and still get all of the other benefits of this remaster, right? It's already too late in this playthrough, but I'm just curious if you didn't want to play with it, if you had a choice not to. The reason I dislike it is pretty specific. I think it would be fine for someone that was like, you know, coming back to Final Fantasy XII for the third or fourth or fifth time or whatever, and wanting something to kind of change things up. But you know me, I won't shut up about developer intent, right? And it muddies the waters a bit for me now, because it's like, am I supposed to have access to magic? I guess they gave it to Fran just in case, so that's nice. It would be significantly worse if Fran didn't have the magic by default. I love jobs, so when I heard Zodiac job system, I'm like, oh, they must have completely overhauled the game in order to make it a job system game instead of a license board. There's a fan patch that puts back the original license board. Interesting. I think the problem, though, is that the limitations are being added after the fact onto a game that was already designed with a different set of limitations in mind, and it doesn't seem that the enemy content's been recalibrated around that. But I'll shut up about it, sorry. I think this is progress. Looks like it.
Mist seethes.
It reeks. Something's close.
Now Bosch has equipment.
Nice moves there, Captain.
You mean traitor?
So they say. But I didn't see him kill anyone.
My brother did.
Rex. He said he had a brother 2 years younger. I see. He meant you.
That's me.
Your brother. What became of...
He's dead.
I'm sorry.
It was you who killed him.
I give you my word. That was not the way of it.
It's his twin brother. Probably. Oh, really? That's weird.
Name's Rex. All I have left, sir. He's 2 years younger than I. Living
Time, Bosch. Save the discussion for later.
We found them! But if we arrive after he signed the treaty... Sir, we have little time. You must go to the tank.
Feared. They're slowing us down.
Captain Ozilis, and for my parents. Captain, why? Our king, what have you done?
His Majesty was a traitor.
A twin brother. Fancy that. But still, the pieces fit, I'll give you that much. And he did look like you.
I don't believe you.
Of course not. It was my fault that Rex was there. I am
Said it's
sorry.
both the game audio and the
My brother,
webcam.
he trusted you.
Clap.
He trusted you and he lost everything. How
Well,
can
I guess you're not
believe you?
hearing the clap. That doesn't help, does it? Clap.
Not me then.
Clap.
Believe in your brother. He was a fine soldier. He fought to the last to protect his homeland. Now, surely he fought to protect his brother.
You don't know anything.
Okay.
Believe what you want to. Whatever it takes to make you happy. What's done is done.
That's weird. Maybe it had to do with the issues from earlier. Now that one's a mimic. I wonder if all the generated chests just have a chance to be one, basically. It's asking if the randomly generated chests have a chance to be a mimic. I remember this room, or this area of this mine, which is probably a bad sign.
Yeah.
Really. I don't think I ran into any before that last room. Maybe I did and missed it. Cherry staff. Why do I remember this room? I don't remember any levels from this game. I don't even remember, like, the final dungeon. Maybe whatever was getting me stuck won't this time? Maybe I was under the impression playing it this time that I have to kill all these battery mimics to be able to succeed here, because they have big exclamation points on the map. Maybe I like left one behind and couldn't find it later. Well, that seemed like a pretty unremarkable room. That's so weird. Why would my brain retain that? maybe. Is that the main downside to letting the energy drain, is losing the lights? Whoa. It's a pretty cool looking thing. That's possible. I may have missed one of the battery mimics. Look at this, we got mechanics. I like boss fights with mechanics. Possible, yeah. Shock storm. Seems bad. Yeah. We're close to winning. Yeah, I know, right? 14 still has the aggro lines from 11 that were also in this one. I kind of like the whole mixed command prompt action RPG thing of running around with the analog stick and using the D-pad to scroll through actions like Kingdom Hearts. That generally feels pretty good, I think. Better when it pauses the game, obviously, but I guess you can also play 14 with a mouse and keyboard. But I've always been impressed at how well it works with the controller.
Could taste so sweet.
Where are we?
The Estes Sand, by the look of it. Let's back to Rabanasta before we shrivel up. By your leave, Captain.
Yes, the hour of my return is already over late. The people may hate me, but that does not free me of my charge.
I really prefer to use the OST. I was pretty disappointed with the Final Fantasy X audio remaster, but I could probably turn it on for a boss fight or something. I like the PS2 and PS1 sound. Though I assume this game was just using actual, tracks, that it wasn't rendering the music on the machine like it did on the PS1. Quickly switch leader here. Yeah, the loading zone boundary. The zone boundary thing was not in 11. So I don't think it was. I remember finding that kind of strange. Sorry, I confused myself. For some reason I exited straight out to those wolves and forgot that I'd already saved. In case you don't want to be Vaughn. Well, I kind of don't. You can do it that way. There's probably an easier way to do it too. Bosch is still a guest. Okay. This area is really pretty. Yeah, how's that get out? Well, I guess Bosch got arrested. Was in the room with the dead king. And Rex was also dead in the throne room, so if they told him, hey, your brother died in the throne room and this was this traitor, Bosch, I guess maybe he just assumed that it must have been Bosch that did it. HP critical shit. I want to go for Ninja Swords 1 because why not? Here. 3 quickening licenses. Does each board only have 3 quickening licenses? Can I respec those later? Guess I don't need to worry until I'm making the last decision. I don't know what that does. Quickening under the Mist command? Okay. A limit break, I guess? I know some of these words. They change jobs, then they could choose again, potentially, I assume. Spooky magic stuff, got it. Rand mentioned Mist very briefly in an earlier scene. Yeah, if you type !hide at the beginning of your message, then chat can see it, and I will not be able to see it. I'm sorry, I'm trying to bring my bot back up here. I can't cross over this window because my mouse gets trapped on the screen whenever I do. Okay, actually that may be a solution for me to get to that screen in the future. If I click and drag a window over to it, then it skips this monitor. Fran is a Mistborn. When you change jobs, you get to respec everything, and it just gives you all your license points back. I wonder what the impetus was for adding the Zodiac job system. Were there complaints about people getting lost on the giant old license board and picking a bunch of irrelevant stuff and like bricking their character or something? I guess maybe they could have just been changing it like for its own sake too. I remember thinking this was a neat system and not hating it. P after dealing damage. They added respecking later. Interesting. What are these battle lures? Excuse me. Assume this means that because Fran has black magic, she can now cast Blizzard in addition to fire because I bought the spell. Only he has it. Detonate 6 orbs of light, damaging 1 foe. Does that consume some resource that I can't see? Is it like once... I assume it's comparable to a limit break, but everybody has steel. I'd love to see it. She doesn't have Blizzard. Black Magic 2. Okay. He just got a bar for inheriting the ability, basically.
Yeah.
Cactus fruit. Already been here. We couldn't go through that. I think I see where to go. There's a shortcut on Final Fantasy XIV to if you hold left bumper and push down on the right stick, it zooms the camera out. In this game, like, the controls feel similar enough to Final Fantasy XIV that I keep wanting to do that. Actually, high praise, Cinema. I do like the other Evil East games that I've played. Played Tactics and Tactics Advance, and very small amount of Vagrant Stirring. Oh, I use it all the time. I think I just like instinctively hold left bumper and hold the right stick down to zoom out. Props to folks who do it with mouse and keyboard. I get that it's MMO when you're trying to do difficult content. But to me, that's a huge selling point of it, that it's very playable on a controller. Same for 11, actually, because I had that on PS2. I think the double-cross hotbar and their unwillingness to add too many abilities that it would flow out of a double-cross hotbar is what makes it possible. Yeah. Well, the time resolution of an MMO is... The time resolution at which your actions or decisions matter is slow enough, right? Because the GCD in Final Fantasy XIV is also unusually long for an MMO. I want to say the GCD in WoW is like half as long. You can only ever fit 2 off GCDs between them, right? Cross-party alliance heals, sure. But you kind of have to speed scroll with the D-pad, right? Revenant Wings is your first Final Fantasy. That's the one that's like an RTS, right? The DS or something like that. Let's see what else is down here. Although, it makes me sad that the chests kind of randomly generate. I usually get so excited in these games when I see a chest. Oh man. What if it's a cool thing? And it was put there on purpose. Oh, that's interesting, Spiky. Yeah. I guess I understand why they did it. I think a big part of the problem is that this one is, because of the Gambit system, they had to be able to provide you a lot more consumables. Is there any kind of like, Resident Evil 4 style, like, determining the contents based on your needs sort of a thing? I'm guessing no, but are you more likely to get potions if you're out of potions, for example? That was cool. Giant FF11 Mandragora. Dontro. Yay! X% chance the chest spawns, maybe 100%, maybe 1%, and the contents might be 80% chance of gil, 20% chance of item. Sometimes the items can be crap, or an even smaller chance that it could be really good equipment. So, like, when I randomly got a cherry staff, for example. Probably don't want to fuck with that thing. Oh, we did just do his own boundary. There's an auto-save. Final Fantasy VIII! It's gonna be fine! It was not fine.
You're fast. You cannot do this.
You tried. That's this one. The original version, I guess they fixed it. It was definitely a very much on purpose mechanic in the original version of the game. Just pissed a lot of people off. So you can't get the ultimate weapon unless if you don't open 4 arbitrary chests that you'd have to be reading a walkthrough to know which ones they are. Yeah, I was gonna mention Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger makes sense. It's kind of an Easter egg. The idea being that the chest both exists in the past and the future, so you can visit it in the past and then get it in the future and it'll have evolved. And then go back and get the lower level item. And it kind of follows in the sense that you're like, oh, I could get this chest in 2 timelines, I should get it in the future and then go back and get it in the past, right? And then you're pleased when you get there and find that, oh, it evolves. The only problem with Chrono Trigger is that I don't think the item evolves until you visit the chest in the past and then specifically choose not to take it. Yeah, and you see those chests multiple times throughout the game. They're called out very clearly. My understanding is that the ones you're not allowed to open in Final Fantasy XII are just random arbitrary ones, right? Like, they didn't play a unique... the Chrono Trigger sound effect is literally the chest sound effect. Turn it up, it's usually really quiet right now, so it's blow up in everybody's ears. Killing stuff I'm looking for right here.
Ding, 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 ding.
Like, what else could tell you this shit's important? You know? It's not even flee there. Yeah, I wish you didn't have to touch the chests in the past. I think that that's the only part about it I don't like.
I thank you.
No problem, dude.
I'd avoid crowds if I were you. In this town, you're still a traitor, you know.
The Resistance will surely
He's wearing a
find me
bronze
soon.
subligar over his pants.
Fate's will, we meet again. I would pay my respects to your brother.
You're a fugitive now, too. Stay low for a while.
What about the stone?
Do as you like. That stone's ill-favored.
We feel regret. We sought that stone and found ourselves only worry.
You offering it?
It's mine.
Then why'd you ask? Our regards to your girl.
It's not chest evolution, there's the ultimate spear in the game can only be obtained if you specifically choose not to open 4 arbitrary chests.
What do you think? Can I trust Bosch? I gotta get rid of this thing.
Talking on the rock? Okay.
But maybe I should show it to Penelo first, so she knows I got something. She'd be at Miguel's place this time of day.
Also, Bosch left the party, but that goes without saying. And I'm like, no! Come back! Characters who matter. Or which I maybe don't fairly perceive to matter more than Vaughn. This little vest has a pattern that looks like giant zippers. Yeah, I see what you mean. You're still feeling the... It's that echo of Nomura character design. So I don't think he was involved in this one, right? This is entirely the Evil East team? The composer, the artist... Sorbet. Oh, that's cool. You're an Ethernet Moogle, got it. The important character is doing important stuff in Xander. I mean, Vaughn is off on his own adventure. Where's Penelo at? Lowtown, maybe? You needed a walkthrough. There is no way to know. Absolutely none. Final Fantasy X-2 had a bunch of walkthrough bait crap in it too. I have to explore this bizarre area. You know, I've gotten private feedback before about like snowballing on a concept, like making a comment early in a game and getting it backed up and then it like continuing to feed on itself. And it maybe not even being an organic opinion, but one that's just fed based on an early bad experience. So I'm a little self-conscious about it, sorry. Not to make you or anyone else feel uncomfortable. I am the opposite of secure in my belief and opinions about video games. Someone made a throwaway joke, like just like teasing me one time. They were like, was playing a Mario Maker level or something, and I said something like, talking about how the conveyance in the level was really good. And they're like, we get it, you watched that Ego Raptor video. And I just wanted to like crawl in a hole and die. Honestly, don't know where she is. There's no, like, objective summary in this game, right? So we wanted to find Pinello. Assume she's here somewhere. I don't have a map marker. I think source amnesia is a big problem, like combination of cultural osmosis and source amnesia. In the age of the internet, it's really possible for like opinions to get passed about because of one random YouTube video or, you know, some influential person that says something one time and then that gets like spread around like a mind virus. And the thing that freaks me out is that, like, I think you know, very few thoughts are truly original. Like, a lot of people might independently come to the conclusion the plot of Final Fantasy XII has a lot in common with Star Wars, right? But I have, like, existential dread or ennui or something about the idea that none of my ideas are original, and it's all source amnesia, and it's all just shit I read on the internet somewhere. And the reason I dislike Uncharted is because the wrong people were in chat on the day I was playing Uncharted, and you know, I was paying attention to chat instead of paying attention to the tutorial that was supposed to explain how meleeing enemies works or whatever. And if only that had been different, then I would love that game, right? I'm gonna look this up in a second, unless if someone happens to know where I'm supposed to go to find Pinello. So I don't see any markers on the map. I guess I can go talk to Dahlin or whoever. No. This game might be tough to Google, because there's not like a... I'm back in Rabanastre, right? Doesn't like say on my key items, does it? Miguelos. He's not in the Undercity, right? A legend. Can't wait to show old Dahlin and Pinello, wherever she is. Oh, Dahlin is what I was thinking of checking, which I think he's downstairs somewhere, isn't he? Not that one. I thought he had a little, like, person face icon. This is the one.
Well,
looks
well,
promising.
Look who we
Voice
have
acting.
here. Heard you were sent off to Nalpina.
And I got out of there as fast as I could. but it was all worth it, Down. Here, look at this.
My. Quite a treasure you've got there.
Well, you know, I couldn't have done it without your help.
So, there is more to this gutter churl than first meets the eye. Van, I've an errand, a simple favor to beg of you. I was going to ask that kites to go, but I should think that you ought to do...
Sit in this exact spot all day.
No, I think you're just the one. There's a fellow by the name of Azalas, and I need you to bring this sword to him.
That's a sword of the old order.
Speak my name when you arrive. That should be enough to get you in to see him. I've made a note on your map showing you where he can be found. Mind you, you are to deliver the sword to him personally.
I will.
And so it is done. But will it be enough to remind him of what the Order once meant?
Sword of the Order. Thanks for the tip about the note on the map, Linkelda. I didn't see that before at the bottom. What does this Azalis guy need with a Sword of the Order? Okay. So I shall leave that as a note to my future self in case I forget. If I ever load my save and aren't sure what they want me to do next, there is an objective text, but it's only... I guess I wouldn't... Is this superimposed map on the screen new to the Zodiac Job Edition? I don't remember being able to do that. I think I remember there being a mini-map. Oh, there's a big glowing red X this time. Oops. Both the mini-map and the ability to press in the left stick to put it in the center of the screen. Let's see. Spoilers,
Then what do you
Steam
make of
achievements.
Ardor's proclamation? Are you suggesting they fooled even the Marquis?
What if a judge killed the king, not the captain? That would explain everything, wouldn't it?
In that case, the captain would be brother to a judge. How are we to trust such a man?
Now there is the Bosch that I remember.
Then will you fight again at my side?
His word alone convinces me of nothing.
I'd take his word over that of a mouthpiece Marquis.
Then you name Rex liar with him.
My brother was no liar!
Just the opposite. Rex was the witness they needed. They had to make it appear as if I killed the king. Rex bears no blame. The fates have willed it.
So this is Rex's brother. Your words may convince a child such as this, but they weigh far too lightly on the scales for my taste. Our paths will remain separate.
Do you not think Amalia worth saving?
I hold men's lives in my hands. I must see foes in every shadow. The night we moved against Vayne, he knew.
He's
I
got
will not chance
Wolverine
such
hair.
disadvantage again. I must treat you as I would Ondor, as I would treat any abettor of the Empire.
Then what will you do? Hold me here in chains?
What? It's the first time that's happened.
Change, do they?
Listen to me, Bosch. Your cage may have
Yeah,
no
I have
bars,
that
but
problem
it is a
too, Aki.
cage.
I was about to talk
the
about
eyes
that.
of the Resistance watch unblinking.
Let them watch. I know something of cages.
I'm not appreciating the pretty art because I'm staring at the map. The superimposed map helps a bit in the sense that it's at least close to the things I should be looking at.
That's right. Amalia's in the Resistance.
Then you know her.
Sorta. We met just before we got sent to Nalbina. I've known nicer people.
Our paths keep crossing, yours and mine. It's more than coincidence.
It's annoying.
I'm sorry. Allow me one last annoyance, a favor to ask. I want you to take me to Balthier. Even caged birds need wings.
This makes us even.
Even?
For Nalbina. We couldn't have done it without you.
Actually joined the party. I want to make Bosch a mage because it's the opposite of what he would be in a normal playthrough. Like, the obvious thing to do is to make him a knight, because he already has like a sword and shield. Am I gonna... One last favor before we part ways. Bosch joins the party forever. You haven't seen the last of Barbados Slim. Now goodbye forever. Yeah, why not? I tend to keep him in my party as much as possible. So you're saying that on everyone's license board, this like White Magic 1 and Black Magic 1 is like trivially accessible for everyone, pretty much? That's so interesting. So I have to find the shops for these. I'm not going to actually get access to these for a while, I assume. Oh, green magic. Holy eventually, yeah. Esunaga. That's interesting. Do you have a battle harness? HP plus 190. Yeah, let's keep working on MP costs. Let me get Cure to be as dirt cheap as I can possibly make it. Restores user MP and mischarges. Eat. Gain MP after dealing magic damage, which is going to be hard. Because I think Holy is the only thing on the board that does magic damage for him. Headsman, maybe. Now, after defeating a foe, does that mean whenever a foe dies effectively, or does that character have to strike the finishing blow? I'm probably going to greatly regret this later. But it's like, why have a job mode if some of the jobs don't work? I think they probably work, and it's probably going to be fine, but I'm a little worried about it. I'm going to become super dependent on this in lieu of just running around constantly. If I were a tired, thirsty sky pirate, where would I be? Huh? It's a nice little hint. In the pub, almost certainly. Motes count as magic damage. Are they dropped super frequently or something? Stop this magic shop. I guess it's not really an issue with the license board. This would have been true in the original game. But it can be hard to, like, invest deep into magic if you don't know that you're not going to get that magic for 30 hours, right?
Mine had already died before that. The plague took them both.
Both? I say both, too.
I'm
It's
sorry.
not his fault.
I didn't know.
It's okay. It's been 5 years now. After that, I lived with my friend Pinello and her family. Then the war came.
I am sorry.
You don't have to keep apologizing. Really, it's all right. I know it wasn't your fault. I see that now. You didn't kill my brother. It was the Empire. My brother trusted you. And he was right.
No, technics. I think he was there when we saw the judge, wasn't he? 'Cause the judge took off his helmet. Oh. Bought that a while ago. I was confused. Okay, I didn't realize it. Techniques required. Need to be purchased, but that makes sense. Basically everything that needs to be purchased in addition to getting a license for it. Unless if it's described as like a passive that gives you MP on hit or MP on kill or whatever. I enjoy unlocking spells. I wish more RPGs would do that. Find a way to do it that's interesting. Let's go to the pub. You imagine?
As I said, a misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding? What I am understanding is it took Pinello because of you.
What? What about Pinello?
Oh, Vaughn. They've taken Pinello. And there was a note for this Balthier. Come to the Museum of Minds, it said.
It's Begamnon. He was in Albina.
If anything were to happen to that sweet child, why, I've her parents' memory to consider. You're going to go to her aid, and that's that. That's what you Sky Pirates do, isn't it?
I don't respond well to orders.
Tell him, Bender.
You do know that the Imperial fleet is massing at Bujaba?
Fine, then I'll go. You at least have an airship, don't you? Just get me there and I'll find Pinello myself.
I'll join you.
Kello's a good dad.
I have some business there as well.
Thanks, Lizard Dad.
An audience with the Marquis, by chance?
Balthier, just take us, and this is yours.
The guards are toying with us.
Make yourselves ready. We leave soon.
Right.
Are her knees, like, fucky? Like, non-humanoid? I've never noticed that. Meet me in the aerodrome. Westgate. She looks like the mythological creature, the fawn. Their legs are also, like, knees are weird. I don't know what it's called. I don't know the term for it. Satyrs, too, are similar to fawns. Oh. Just go inside, I think is what they're saying. Digit means fingers or toes. It's walking on your fingers or toes. Yeah, Quarians also have the same thing. It's off my tongue. Tell me about Bujerba. Does this game have a lot of like optional lore, like from talking to random town NPCs, or like I don't think it has like a codex or something. That's Final Fantasy 13 that did that, right? I think the amount of openness they give you in the towns and in the map makes it feel like it's switching between story mode and video game mode. Which I guess isn't super uncommon in JRPGs. That's basically the format of Persona 3 and 4.
Cheap airship enough for you.
Graphics! Ever getting to the point where the FMVs don't look that much different than the main engine?
Well, the headhunters seem to think so. What's a good word? Is she ready?
I like the FF Tactics Advance take on Moogles.
Could you take the Ifrit?
I suppose I could tell you, but wouldn't you rather see for yourself?
Yeah.
Fran, our course.
The shortest way, so Vidor Stonis.
How flies, Bujerba?
This is a bit higher tech than your Victorian steampunk.
The Empire took notice when they announced the princess's unfortunate suicide and your untimely execution.
If it becomes known that I'm alive, the Marquis will lose their favor.
I try to steer clear of such things. Right, it's time to fly. And no wagging tongues or you'll like to bite them off.
I'm coming, Penello.
There's a codex for enemy kills. Plenty of lore you find by talking to people. Six still feels a lot more like steampunky, dirty. Get random lore dumps about people, places, etc. by killing enemy quotas. Oh, I thought that the lore in there was related to the specific enemies you were killing, like telling you about the bats that you just murdered.
You've seen to her feeding, yes?
I have, my brother. She eats well.
Yeah.
See that she does.
That
we
too.
need her alive. Balthier's bait must be fresh.
I keep trying to tell you. I barely even know who Balthier is.
My brother, a message come from Ravenaster. The Strahl she set sail. She makes straight for the sky city of Bujerba.
Barely know,
Pirate
was
Bunga.
it? Yet Ala Tracy goes bounding off for you. Tell me, how could that be?
That's what I'd like to know. I just met him that one time and that's
Does
it.
that tongue never stop? What if we plucked it from your head? As for you, we need Balthier alive. His corpse fetches but half the bounty.
A tender beating, my specialty.
There's no fun for it if we can't tease out a scream or two.
Test passed.
Where are you?
Lizard bounty hunter guys. Really? it got cut, but it was still in the U.S. Just the scene, basically. Sorry, Andrew was talking to me. She came up to me and she's like, "Did you feed the cats earlier? I fed the cats during the stream outage earlier because they were behaving really badly."
Easy.
So she's like, "Did you feed them? I could read them like a book."
Keep searching. This way.
You're a dead man. Don't forget it. And no names.
Of course.
No names. Or fake names. Fake names are fine. Fake names are actually probably better than no names. Oops. Well, that's pretty.
The Lusu mines are just up ahead. Though, I do hear there's not much left there these days.
Nice,
You're on your way to the mines? Then please allow me to accompany you. I have an errand to attend to there.
What manner of errand?
What errand? I might ask the same of you.
Right. Come on then.
What?
Excellent.
Do me a favor and stay where I can keep my eye on you. Should be less trouble that way.
For us both.
So what's your name?
Oh.
No names.
I'm Lamont.
Don't worry. I don't know what's in that mine, Lamont, but you're in good hands. Right, Bosch?
Lamont joins the party as a guest. I don't know who this is at all. My name is XX Sephiroth XX 69. Selling loot can make bizarre goods available for purchase. So I can just sell everything in the loot tab without any sort of fear. I'm mostly saying it to myself to make me feel better about it. Did I already sell the serpent skin? Or is that a joke? Why is the teleport stone in that list? Why is there one functional It hurts. No. That's almost worse. Vendor trash, but there's a couple things that aren't vendor trash. So these things become available at the bazaar based on specific combinations of things you've sold. It's kind of cool. So it's kind of a crafting system. And it's a mystery what it is you're buying exactly. Okay, that's That is actually... Let me think about this more. That might be the best crafting system of all time. Hold on. Why do I think that's very good? I think it's very good because, like, there's a complex crafting system in Divinity Original Sin, and I hate it. It's the worst. I would never engage with it. I think I tried to craft one item one time, and I was like, nope, never touching this again. But the thing I like about it is that it produces recipes based on something that you're doing anyway, namely selling vendor trash. And I think there's probably still room for certain NPCs to tell you, like, oh, you know, I heard the Bazaar's stocking this cool staff, but they need iron scraps or whatever the fuck, right? Like, I guess maybe the part I dislike about it is that it's probably walkthrough bait to find out what combinations you need to sell to get all the things, but that's not... That might be a feature of Final Fantasy XII, but that's not a necessary feature of the Bazaar system. You could have a game where it clearly signposts what items you have to sell to get the next thing to generate. So I think the attention that's required for the player to, like, engage with a crafting system and understand how it works and understand whether it's worth doing, it's a pretty high burden to pass in a lot of cases. Nothing interesting here. Won't be too relevant in this run since I'm not, like, intentionally farming for stuff, yeah. Just be a nice surprise here and there is what I imagine. No, I'd love to rip that off for other things. I also like the idea that it's just counting those items in perpetuity, and let me make sure I understand this correctly too. How do I articulate this question? Suppose there are 3 crafted item packages that all involve selling, I don't know, an empty potion bottle, right? One of them requires 10 empty potion bottles, one requires 20 empty potion bottles, and one requires 30 empty potion bottles, and other shit, right? That's based on the total number that I've sold in the game, independent of the number that I've already used to buy Bazaar items, right? So if I sell 10 old potion bottles and I buy the potion pack, that doesn't mean that I now have to get 20 more to qualify for the 20 item. I have to get 10 more to get to a total of 20 to qualify for the 20 item, right? If you don't count them in perpetuity, you end up with Path of Exile vendor recipes. Ugh. I love Moogles in this. They look great. Yeah, I agree. It's very UI based in a lot of cases. So I think the effects that matter, that make me like it personally, like as a player that highly values games not forcing me to pay attention to something that doesn't matter, or respecting the amount of attention they want me to pay to something. I like that it seems to count the items forever, that you obtain the items basically passively. Because not just it doesn't count them forever in Path of Exile, but also whenever you kill an enemy, there's a loot explosion of drops, and most of them are actual garbage. There's like 1,000 things on the ground, but one of those 1,000 things is a 6-socketed thing that if you sell to a vendor's and it give you a special currency, and you have to have a filter to know that, right? This game won't do that to you. It'll just give you all the 1,000 things.
One of the richest veins in Ivalice.
Under Imperial Guard, no doubt.
Limited matter crafting, which requires an actual PhD.
The Imperial Army is not permitted within Gujerba. Well, shall we proceed?
This kid just kind of showed up, which is fine. Why did it do that to my party? That was weird. Oh, okay. I think I understand. I love the default gambits in this. I think they're a really good way to introduce you to the system. Just having two, like, why would there be two here? Oh, I see. Try to at least attack something, but if the leader is attacking something, attack that same thing. So if I do ally any protect, that means they'll just cast it once, pretty much. Gotta get him some more slots. The white mage is way more dependent on gambit slots than basically anybody else. Everybody else is just hit it in the face. Hit it in the face. Oh god, Spiky.
You will forgive me for asking, but you are diverting the purest of the Magicite.
I can assure you it reaches Lord Vane most discreetly.
Ha! You wear your saddle well.
Be that as it may, I have no intention of being bridled, Your Honor.
Then you prefer the whip? Stubbornness will see not only you broken, Excellency, but Bugerba as well.
Cool. So, there's a part of my soul that's screaming constantly about everything, but a significant portion of that is dedicated to screaming about Path of Exile.
It would appear that he is somewhat less neutral now.
They say he's been helping the Resistance.
They say many things.
You're certainly well informed.
I don't even play the game, but just knowing that it exists.
What difference does it make? We have to find Penelo.
And Penelo is your...
She's a friend. She was kidnapped and taken here.
Phoenix Command. No, it hasn't crossed my desk. What is it? So I can still manually cast Protect, and it lasts for some period. One ally's defense. Can I see anywhere how long it should last? Is that a knowable thing? Oh, I guess this might be a reason to use different Gambit sets, huh? Because I only need to have this every now and then. Oh, yeah, I want to get him, like, 1 million Gambit slots. It's kind of crazy, actually, how much I suddenly care about that. Don't attack any ally. That would be bad. Shell. And then if I want to switch to that gambit set, I think I can do it from this menu, right? Oh, this just turns it on and off. I see. So I still have to go into the pause menu. This does work. That's really cool. I'm gonna wait for him to finish real quick. Making them as realistic as possible. RPG based around that. Rolling dice to shoot weapons. Determine realistically what would happen through a sequence of tables. So extremely crunchy, basically. I'm a fan of crunch in video games. I've never really done a tabletop game that's that intense, though. The kind of stuff that's about, like, figuring out exact trajectories and measuring things on the table. Sorry, Andrea's at the store and I'm just replying to her real quick. It's crunchy in the worst way. Oh, I know this bridge. That's something I remember from Final Fantasy XII. It's a pretty hype remix too. I think that was like the big exciting thing that I remember from this game that I thought was really awesome 15 years ago. It's a thing that happens on this bridge that's optional. I don't know if I'll end up doing it in this playthrough because I think it's optional and really difficult. Maybe I can like just trigger it to get this song and the associated dialogue. A rejuvenation trap, sure. Let me switch Fran to only heal when it's really needed, I guess. Like disable traps or something? I don't think so. There's an ability that makes it visible? Ah, okay, thanks. Okay, so I'm sorry, I think I asked this question before, but I forget what the answer was because I was confused since I didn't actually have the Libra ability. Once I've Libra'd a skeleton, do I now have the HP and weakness values for skeletons forever? Or does it only count for that specific unit? That's why, okay. So it's that little icon next to his health bar. Does it last a really long time? I guess I should just always have that on if possible. Oops. That one that's like self. I guess Ally Vaughn accomplishes the same thing. Oh, here we go. Oh, but it's only at certain tiers. Oh, thank you for subbing, Viper. Welcome. I'll give you your SP multiplier, and you have access to subblock if you'd like to have me play a game of your choice for an hour or so. I'll shoot you a whisper about that. Thank you very much. Welcome. It's good to have you. Self is on the yellow tab. I don't have the straight Self Gambit yet. Okay. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Yeah, if there's a game you'd like to see me play at some point, it'll end up going on the YouTube page eventually. Shoot me a Twitch whisper or a Discord DM or whatever. Yeah, thank you for your support. If you don't mind me asking, what have you been catching on YouTube? Vaughn died, so I haven't picked up Raise yet as a spell, I don't think. I bet I can white magic these guys to hurt them, right? Foes, okay. Oh, that's pretty neat. I like that. Alright, so Vaughn doesn't, like, just get up on his own when he's dead. In fact, he disappears when he's dead. Okay. I won't say plenty of Phoenix Downs, but I've been able to steal them, so. So I probably can get something, if target is undead, cast Cure on them, basically. Oh, very cool. Well, once again, thank you. If you haven't checked out the games database spreadsheet yet, it's probably an easier way to browse YouTube. YouTube's still kind of a nightmare for the volume of VOD content that I have on there, but click the little panel below the stream, there's playlists for everything. Lets you know whether it's blind or not, that sort of thing. Very good. I think I want Bosch to be the leader, actually. Oh, thank you, Aki. I really appreciate that. I had one level in Brood War that I didn't really like, and I'm still kind of conflicted as to whether I was bad at that level because I was bad and didn't understand it. It was adequately conveyed to me and I just didn't get it. Or if it is actually an outlier compared to the other levels. Oh my god. Masochists watching me play Warcraft 1. I guess at least if you're watching it on YouTube, you can like fast forward or see how long it is. I like
This is what I
RuneScape
came here to see.
for lots of reasons.
What's that? It's nethicite. Manufactured nethicite.
Manufactured nethicite.
Unlike regular magicite, nethicite absorbs magical energy. This is the fruit of research into the manufacture of nethicite. All at the hands of the Draclaw Laboratory. So this is where they're getting the
down
magicite.
switches party leader. Thank you.
Errand all attended to, then?
Thank you. I'll repay you shortly.
No, you'll repay us now. We have too much on our hands to go on holding yours. So, where did you hear this fairy tale about Nethicite? And where did you get that sample you carry? What do you know about the Draclaw laboratories? Tell me, who are you?
Balthier.
You kept us waiting, Balthier! You slipped away in Albina. We missed you! First the judge and now this boy. The whole affair has a smell of money about it. I may have to wet my beak a little.
Keep your snout in the trough where it belongs. This thinking ill befits you, Begamnon.
Balthier. Too long have I gone unpaid. I'll carve my bounty out of that boy.
Where's Greedo? We're taking her back.
The girl? Why keep the bait when you've landed the fish? We cut her loose on the way here and then off she ran crying like a babe.
Hey!
Fun idiot. Why keep the bait if you've landed the fish? Because of this. This is why.
Hey, wait up!
It's like a bloodborne weapon.
We'll not be able to take them all. Fight who we must, leave the rest.
That's one of its trick weapon forms. Oh, I know this theme. It's a good one. And Ron's dead. This isn't great. We'll die and we'll try it again. Oh, that's interesting. Fleeing just prevents them from using their gambits and stuff, I guess. Okay, so it sounds like they want me to separate them. I don't know how easy that actually is in practice. Oh. It's further back than I thought it was going to be. Bummer. Try to buff up this time, at least. I see the leader menu, thank you. Leader doesn't technically do anything, right? Like, you can still control everybody by combat pausing and switching between them left and right in the D-pad. You move faster in non-combat mode. Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't remember the reserve mechanic. I probably used that for that Esper fight I was talking about that I thought was cool that I beat earlier than you were supposed to. This game doesn't have any penalty for skipping cutscenes like Final Fantasy X-2, does it? I assume no, but... Probably turn the speed down. I'm actually kind of excited about dying to this boss fight. I've been worried that a lot of this game was going to kind of play itself. So having the opportunity to have to do something different is cool. Final Fantasy X-2 has cutscenes that give you percentage completion in the middle of the cutscene. Is it through here? Not yet. And so, if you skip the cutscene, the flag that was supposed to grant you completion percent didn't occur, so you got penalized. And there was nothing in the game to tell you that that had happened. Other movement. Game pauses when they die. Okay, that's interesting. Knowledge NP on this. Even like the text font is very... Final Fantasy 14 was very inspired by this, I think. More than I'd appreciated. I wish there was a save crystal like right here, you know? Skip.
Hey, wait up! We'll not be able to take them all. Fight who we must, leave the rest.
Guessing if you're over leveled here, you can deal with them a little bit more easily. This is where you can maybe use the traps to your advantage if Libra's up. Like, this is the kind of thing that I would spend a ton of time reloading repeatedly to try to make sure I beat them. Do they give you some kind of cool drop or something if you do manage to fight them here? If I could lock them down somehow, that would help a lot. Yeah, cutscene. That's still cool though. This is a cool way to do this sort of thing. It's like taking advantage of the whole free roam single player MMO quality of this game. Because the equivalent fight would have to be an unwinnable fight, you know, in a typical turn-based Final Fantasy that maybe you could technically win. But making you choose between having to like physically run away versus stay and fight is kind of cool.
It would not seem they follow. We've lost them.
Much more running about with Bunga at my heels, and I'm apt to give up sky pirating altogether.
I need a save crystal, please.
Yeah.
Can I trust on the zone boundary autosave if we're like wrapping for the day?
Yeah.
We got 4 minutes left, but that's not just like an in-game checkpoint. It'll persist if I load my game in like a week. Thank you. And that's new to this version, right? Okay, so you can't break line of sight to stop the spell from casting. Oh really? Speedrunners use it for RNG manipulation?
I see you've been out walking without the company of your cortege, Lord Larsa.
Oh my god. Oh my god!
We caught her wandering out of the mines. You must take care with such undesirables about.
I was kidnapped.
Silence.
If it is a crime to wander on one's own, then I too am guilty. Marquis, I trust that your estate can accommodate another guest.
Why not?
Judge Geese, I shall heed your counsel. I will not travel unaccompanied any longer.
That was unexpected.
Thank you, Penello.
Of course.
What's Penello doing? And what's the deal with that Lamont?
That's no Lamont. Larsa Ferinas Solidor, fourth son to Emperor Gramis, and
We as
brother
in
to
the
Vayne.
human race.
What? That kid?
The pool of all potential
worry.
speedrunners.
I believe he will treat her well.
Nobody knows men like Fran does.
Oh, just casual play.
Our purposes lead the same
Interesting.
way. To Ondor. We must find means to approach him.
The Marquis is channeling money to organizations opposing the Empire. We'll start there.
Perfect timing. Save point right there. Future Marstead, you just came from the Lusu mines. You just found out the suspicious kid is suspicious. Has something to do with the Empire. He doesn't seem like he's all bad,
Marquis
though.
Ondor announced my execution 2 years ago. If news of my survival were to spread, the Marquis may find his position compromised.
The men he's been funding bear little love for the Empire. They won't be thrilled to discover that rumors of your death were, in fact, greatly exaggerated. If we were to raise a clamor to that effect, we might just get their attention.
Nothing to it. I'll just go around town spreading the word. How about this? I'm Captain Bosch von Ronsenberg of Dalmasca.
Oh, God. Uh-oh.
Well, what do you think?
That certainly qualifies as a clamor. All right, Vaughn, get to it. For the girls' sake, eh? Oh, and the more people around to witness your little performance, the better. If we're going to reach the Marquis, it's up to you. We'll be waiting here if you need us.
I don't remember this, but I could already imagine that it's a thing about Final Fantasy 12. Yeah. Cool. Thanks, folks. This has been fun. Sorry about that Comcast issue and for my existential dread. I'm working through it.